Hello gorgeous, and a warm welcome to Accepting the Path of an Empath. I'm Aline, your host, and I'm going to try and keep my voice throughout this. This is a very different podcast this week because we're amidst creation. On Thursday, the day after the podcast goes out, there's the most beautiful offering coming to you. The Crystal Faery Chakra Harmony. And I've been inside working on it, and I was told just to come outside and explain to you and share with you the process. And you may hear some meowing next to me. We have another little visitor at the moment. So yes, grab yourself a cup of tea, get yourself cozy, quite different this time. And let's dive in. So first of all, okay, here he is. This is Meowie. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Aline. I am an avid feline enthusiast and oftentimes a little feline beings who need some help find us. So this is the latest one, who is probably going to pop up and say hello. Yes. All right, sweetheart. Can't quite see him. I don't know. Let's see. Right, so for those of you who are listening, apologies. I was just showing the very gorgeous little feline edition that we have at the moment, who we're looking after before he gets adopted. So what we're working on at the moment, and it's been absolutely glorious. So 4 of the cats were with me inside as I was going through all of the audio process and the editing process. And now we have Tigre as well. And it was just beautiful. They were all there enjoying the moment, complete fairy moments. And I was getting a little frustrated with a couple of technological things and thinking, well, is this really worth doing? At that moment, there was a white flash from the peripheral, the corner of my eye, and I looked out the window and there was a huge, great big, beautiful, I don't want to say great big, the most elegant, gorgeous white heron I have ever seen in my life, enormous, in the garden. So that was a little sign of, yes, please do get on with it. And I now have 2 of my cats with me at the moment. So this podcast is about how to stay in the flow when you have a creative project on the go. And yes, I'm a poet and I know it. So it's really important, and obviously this has been coming up for me to share. I had every intention of sharing something else with you. I may be able to record that tomorrow and upload that as well. It just feels really, really right to share about this because I have had this vision for years and years and years. This beautiful journey has been inside my imagination for years and years and years, and there's been various times that I've tried to get it out, and there's so many fairies around us at the moment, by the way, to get it out into the world, because I've been told, and there's a dragonfly, there's a butterfly, sorry, there was a dragonfly earlier, and I've been told so many times, get this out into the world, and I'm very excited, I'm speaking very quickly, because it's finally happening. It was given the full download. It's 44 minutes long, and it's a journey, it's a story, it's so beautiful. And I have my cat's approval because they were all completely in it as I was going through the editing process, just to make sure that I was happy with various sound effects and all that kind of thing. They were absolutely there with me. And if there's something they're not happy about, they would let me know. They'd either start creating distractions or be sitting in my lap in an annoying way. They loved it and they were absolutely in the moment. So I'm really hoping, as it gets launched on Thursday, beautiful bird behind us just then as well, as it gets launched on Thursday, that is the feeling that it's going to be coming out with. Now, as I said, I wanted to talk about being in the flow when you have a creative project on the go. So what's happening for me is for me to share with you. So if there's something that you've been trying to get out there, and this might not even be a creative project, this might be a change, any kind of change, and it's been happening for years, and you feel so deeply in your heart, this is something that's so true for you. Like I said, it could be a change, it could be a lifestyle change, it could be any kind of change, relationship change, or with myself, it's a creative project that you're getting out into the world. And before, when you have tried to really feel into that and to work with that, there's been either distractions or situations have happened, or you've talked yourself out of it, or I'm pointing at myself, by the way, for those who are listening, or something has happened to distract you from not actually moving forward. firstly, be really kind and compassionate with yourself, because when we're going into any kind of new situation, it's really important that we feel safe, we feel grounded, and we've got good self-talk, quite frankly. So that's what I would say first of all. Before you're going into anything at all, make sure you're in a really beautiful space. So that's with meditations, and we all have different kind of meditations. Mine, for example, I am under the tree of love. You can't quite see her because she's in front of me, because it's rather hot and we're in the shade. So that's why you don't see the heart behind me. You just see the luscious green, and I have beautiful Meowie leaning on my leg at the moment. So what I would really invite you to do is to be really kind and compassionate with yourself, and take that moment. Have a bath if that works for you. Go for a walk in nature. Whatever works for you, do that. We are so different. Mine is nature. And full disclosure, I've hardly been outside today. So I've been on the computer with the energy of the Fae, with the beautiful energy of the cats, and then something little technical happened. I was like, oh, I need to go and feed the cats that we look after. And it's like, just go outside, Aline. It's like, well, I also need to record the podcast because we're not as far forward as we normally are. Just go outside, Aline. So this is why you are getting the podcast for this week with me outside. And so in terms of feeling into that moment, so whatever works for you, my gorgeous, it's listening to your heart. It's being in that heart space going into anything. Because if we're offering something out into the world and there's fear behind it or there's stress behind it, that's how it's going to be presented to the universe. And we all know whatever we put out there, we get back triplefold. So if there's a situation, work relationship, an intimate relationship, a friendship, or as I said, you have a creative dream that has been there for so long, then make sure you're in a beautiful, beautiful, expansive state before you start working on that, because every moment that you're working on that is going to be given back to you tenfold. So we really want to have beautiful energy when we're creating something or when we're changing something, because that's what's going to be matched. Whatever our vibrational level, at any time of the day, at any second, at any moment, it's always matched. So you'll find when you're in a beautiful, expansive state and you're leading from your heart and you're listening to your heart and you're working from your heart and you're making changes from your heart, that's when we start seeing synchronicities, because the universe has matched your beautiful vibration and is showing you where you are and giving you those signposts to help you along. So somebody that we've thought of might call us out the blue. We might get an email of something that we were really thinking about a moment ago. Oh yes, that would be helpful if I had. And then all of a sudden it's in our inbox. Things are changing so rapidly. I know that's happened a few times for me. People have contacted me, or I've received an email for something that I was thinking about that that would really help me, and bing, it's into my inbox. Now, I've just been told as well, so as we're in the year of the wood snake, and as we're in a 9 year, and interestingly the numbers just came up on my phone as 99, it's so important that we're making measured decisions, because it can be very easy if we're in a state of, okay, this is now, let's do this, and we're excited and we're not grounded and we're not in an expansive state or listening to our hearts, we're just gonna have to do this, have to get this done, then we can make decisions that are not necessarily going to keep us on that path. And there's no right or wrong decision, there's just decisions. So don't get yourself into that, it's A or B. I mean, obviously if it's not hurting anybody, it's, you know, A and B, there's no right or wrong. And you'll know, because you'll feel so much in your solar plexus, that gut feeling, what feels absolutely right for you. And beautiful yellow butterfly just went in front of me and she went behind there. You'll know when you're in that space, this feels right, this doesn't feel right. And I'm using right in terms of what feels right for you, not right as in this is right, this is wrong. What is the best path? What is the best action for you? So when we're in this beautiful expansive state, we're in the year of the wood snake with our measured decisions. Number 9 is all about closing as well. We're in the year of 9, which is closing. So it's closing things that don't serve us anymore, and then creating space for relationships, creative projects, new work, however that may be, new home, whatever it is. So I would really, really invite you, if there is something that keeps coming up that you tried to look into before and it didn't quite work, and you tried to look into before and it didn't quite work, if that's coming up again this year, take some space, my gorgeous. Get yourself, have a bath, have a salt shower, whatever works for you. Get yourself, I would suggest, underneath a tree with your pen and paper outside, or going for a walk, and just start journaling on it. And you will know instantly if that is for you to pursue, or if that is for you to close the door out on. And if that is something for you to pursue, then start feeling into it. Don't just jump into something because it's come up. This is where these measured decisions come in with the wood snake, because we're grounded and we're feeling into, okay, what's working? Because we all know there's a lot going on in the world. There's lots of different energies going on. And as empaths, it's really important that we feel into our own energy, and we make sure when we're making decisions and when we are taking action, we're doing that purely for ourselves, not what somebody else has told us to do. And if we are seeking advice, we ask people, okay, fine, that's okay. If you find you're asking advice from everybody before you do one single thing, perhaps look at that. What I would say is, when we're seeking advice, is whatever people say to us, say thank you very much and listen with a filter. And you don't necessarily have to take that on. You can take on the little tidbits that make sense to you. And if none of it makes sense, maybe that's the universe saying, listen to yourself, my gorgeous, you've got all the answers within anyway. Okay, so when we're in that grounded, beautiful space, I get it, absolutely. As empaths, and where we've been before, where we've been avid people pleasers, we can go and ask advice from other people before we start looking at a project. I would suggest to you, do you really, really need the advice of somebody else? Ask yourself this, journal on this. Is this something that you can start feeling into and looking into yourself? Because this is your baby. This is your beautiful little chrysalis that's going to come out into a beautiful butterfly. This is your beautiful little egg that's being hatched and then is going to fly out into the world. So I would really, really ask yourself, do I actually need to ask other people? And if the answer is no, perhaps ask yourself, well, why have I been asking other people? And again, in a beautiful, grounded, we've got the butterfly all around, in a beautiful, grounded, expansive state, ask yourself within those answers, okay? And what you'll find is the truth. The heart knows when we're grounded, when we're in our heart center, when we're in an expansive, accepting state, we know who we are, we know our worth. That is when we absolutely have the answers within, okay? And what I've been working on, and as I said, it's been there for years and years and years, and finally it's coming out and I'm so excited. It's going to be available on Thursday. It's the most beautiful chakra harmony. So it's me and I'm guiding you through. I'm taking you on a journey. It's a story before bed, and I highly recommend not to do it. You can do it during the day if you've got the rest of the day off. I highly recommend you listen to it before you go to sleep. You come back and then you can enter into the worlds again. It is beautiful. It's been downloaded and gifted to me from the Fae, from the fairies, and it's gorgeous. And you're journeying and you're self-healing and you're aligning your chakras. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a really, really gorgeous little story, little journey. I say little. It's 44 minutes long because it's really important that we spend time on each of those chakras, and it's a complete chakra harmonious balance. Okay, so if you would like to hear more about that, I'll pop the link in. It's available from Thursday, so you'll be able to have instant download from it as well, and you can just dive in, my gorgeous. If you would like to have any one-to-one empower sessions with me, they'll be available in 2 weeks' time. I'll have some availability then if you would like to have an empower hour session of something that's really, really, really within you that you would like to explore. that you know it's time to come out and you would like some support around that, I've got you, okay? So wishing you the most wonderful, wonderful of days, and here is to your self-acceptance, my gorgeous. I stopped then because little Meowie is kind of cuddling into me, which is very cute. Meowie is the name that I've given Meowie, even though he hasn't really meowed, who's at my side at the moment. Excuse me, throat chakra. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it was quite a spontaneous one, and I love nature, all about spontaneity as well. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, my gorgeous. As I said, Empower Hour sessions will be available in 2 weeks or so, as well as Akashic Channel sessions. And if you would like to delve into any of my online courses to give you guidance meanwhile, please dive in. I also have another beautiful course which is coming out in June, a midsummer, which is a toolkit for midlife empaths and empaths who are going through huge changes. So watch out for that one as well. For now, my gorgeous, look out for the Crystal Faery Chakra Harmony journey. Here is to your self-acceptance. Here is to you living the most fabulous life that you co-create for yourself and you live for yourself. And here is to you valuing your worth, because you really are fabulous. So much love. Ho. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Accepting. Please do stay tuned for future episodes and also subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If there's anything at all that you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please get in touch and let me know. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Acceptance Coach and on TikTok at Solution Union 99. And if you'd like to have any coaching at all, or you would like to discuss this, do book an expansion call. For now, I'm your host, Aline, and to your self-acceptance, gorgeous, with so much love.